was it?
Good prep day. You know, I thought attention from the meetings to here, as far as the initial part of the game plan was really good. We kind of divided up the times to when we went to service teams, and I was able to see both, and thought the things that I heard, you know, throughout the day today in the meetings carried over pretty well to practice. So I was pretty pleased.
Hugh, how's the offensive line come along?
Good. I think we're getting better. You know, again, you know, we can sit here and say it's good, but you know, the first few games will really be an indicator as to where we are. But I certainly feel better at this time this year than I did last year. I think we're a little deeper, not as deep as I'd like to be, but a little deeper. And I think some of the guys that have played for 2 years in our system now are understanding things better.
I know you were talking about the depth that this signing class you hope will provide.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that in special teams? I mean, we see it in the 2 deep, but are you seeing it on those kick coverage units?
Yeah, it's hard to tell yet. They're on them. We're going to find out how well they do. You know, I hope Ritter and Campbell make our special teams better too. You know, you got 2 seniors there that have been through some of the battles, so I hope they make us better. But we certainly have got to improve our coverage units, and hopefully some of the younger kids can perform and do that for us.
How much of a benefit is it to have, you know, 22, 23-year-old guys playing both tackle spots?
I think that's a very good point. It's very valuable at any spot. You know, I think when you finally have arrived is when you can look at your depth chart and see some of those 22, 23-year-old guys that are playing positions, tackle being one of them, of course. And, you know, that's not near enough across our depth chart, but I do think those guys have been through the battles. They understand how to work, understand how to prepare, and hopefully that can translate to some of those younger guys.
We've seen Jalen Walton this camp, and maybe even as opposed to last year.
Solid, much more mature, handles the workload better. Last year at this time, you know, we would not trust him to be in there on any kind of pass protection situations because he just probably didn't understand all the complicated blitzes that we see in this league. But I think he's much further along now. I mean, he's still who he is, and you know, again, we have to be smart as to what we ask him to do. But I think he's had a solid camp.
Have y'all introduced much Vanderbilt yet?
Well, we had 1 period yesterday, and then we had you know, about 5 periods today. So yeah, it's on its way.
So Justin
He's out of the boot. He did some running inside today and in the pool today, so I think he's on his way. It's still you know, I can't say exactly what day it would be, but we expect him to be ready to go next week.
Saw Justin Bell off to the side. What's his status?
You know, I hadn't seen that. I don't know. No one told me a word about that, so I'll ask and find out. But I hadn't heard that one.
Are you guys real comfortable yet in having your rotations down and?
No, I don't. I think we'll probably be 3 games before we understand exactly what that will be. But
closer.
Yeah, we're closer, but you know, I want to get all these kids to look under the lights and against an opponent other than ourselves. So I don't, you know, the negative thing about opening up with the conference game is, you know, your travel squad is not that 85 that you would take to a non-conference. You got to take 70, and you know, I'm not sure. You know, we're not as in bad shape as some because, you know, we're not at full scholarship strength yet. But I wish we could take a few more than what we're going to be able to take.
When you start introducing the game plan, is that a new level of understanding for the freshmen that they have to?
Well, I think and hope that it makes things simpler for them. It slows things down a bit in their mind because, you know, we don't carry every single thing into every game plan. So hopefully, if they're able to work it, you know, yesterday portion, and then from this point on, you know, we're hopefully giving them enough reps as to what we want to carry that they're very confident in what they're doing.